Okay, welcome back to BWTM Sports Gaming. It's been a long while since we've had a guest, and it is an absolute honor to welcome back Coach Chris, the man who knew that Fury versus Wilder 3 would happen in the summer of 2021, in the winter of 2020, despite Eddie Hearn's rantings, despite the lamestream media coming out with their lamestream things. Coach Chris stood strong, and we're glad to welcome Coach Chris back into the room. Welcome to the room, Coach Chris.
Hey, man. Hey, the honor is mine. I appreciate you having me on your platform. It's great to be back as usual, man. Appreciate the invite, man.
Brother, it's good to have you back in the room. It really has. As you know behind the scenes what's been going on and as to why we've not had these shows, but we have it now. You're the first man back, and we talk about world-class guests. Well, how much more world-class can you get when one man says the fight's going to happen next year summer, and do you know the amount of people that came in the room and attacked you for saying things you said? But all those people that attacked you haven't even come back to apologize. Not one of them.
Nah, it's okay. It's all right.
Talk to me about it. First of all, how did you know about this? You knew about the arbitration, but you knew way back since before Christmas time that Fury and Wilder were going to fight in the summer.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
What?
I mean, it could have been sooner. But legal proceedings and motions, and you got to think about the fact that Fury is doing any and everything and paying lawyers to file motions and file this and discover this and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, it just makes sense, because if you have a mediation and arbitration, we have, we've seen this before with Lennox Lewis and Hakeem Rahman. So, the thought process is it's going to take some time to get it adjudicated, but once it's adjudicated, it's going to be relatively quickly, because it's like a breach of contract. It's not even about the belts. It's about, we want the fight and the money from the fight. So,
yes. Now, yeah. But the thing about this is, it was amazing how one of the biggest promoters in the world were quite arrogant about the fact that he'd signed a fight with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, but yet he was Anthony Joshua's promoter.
Yeah, man, Eddie Hearn is just a liar, man. Like it's in the job description to sell a narrative. It's always about the narrative. It's not necessarily about it's not about what's true at all. It's about the narrative. It's about public opinion. That's just the way of media in general. And, you just have to understand that he's not going to tell you the truth. It's not in his best interest to tell you the truth, and it's not what's going to sell. So he's going to lie. I don't feel bad for him, but it's just kind of like, you've just been promoting Tyson Fury for 7 months for free. You're not going to get a dime for this fight that he's about to be in. And you may never get a chance to fight him, and you've been promoting this man, helping him make money for nothing.
But check this out. What I think Eddie did was use the opportunity, because people were so bamboozled. People were so they worship Eddie Hearn like a god, some of these people, right? They've got no self-respect, no dignity, no pride, no lateral thinking. So they followed this guy like the Pied Piper. So every week they're waiting for Eddie Hearn to sign the fight, to say the fight's been signed, the fight's been done, right? And every week he's talking about another fight. How many fights did he promote for free during that period of, next week, the week after, there's a really big announcement. There's a big announcement. There's great news, but it was never to tell us that the fight was rock solid.
Yeah, man, he's a slickster. It's no doubt about it. It's
no. Shy star, no slick star. No, shy star. Slickster gets away with it. Shyster gets caught. He's a shyster, not a slickster.
He's a trip, man. I just think the whole situation is kind of weak, man. Like the whole thing is just kind of kind of weak, and none of these people cover themselves in glory here. And
wait, let me tell you something. If Al Heyman did that, if Al Heyman did what he did,
he'd get torn to shreds, man. But that's just the way of the world, I suppose. You know, you get to you flash some pearly whites and that hard square chin, man. You know, you good. You know, you just say and do whatever you want, I guess, because he looks like an absolute fool.
As Muhammad Ali said, the right connections, the right complexion.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. You know, you just see it right in front of your eyes. Like, what can you say?
So,
and the best part is now we got the fight. So now I think we got two really good fights here. We got Joshua Usyk. We got Fury Wilder 3.
Well, let's pull back a second. Have we got Joshua versus Usyk? Have we got Joshua versus Dillian White waiting for Usyk to just get a WBO belt thrown at him?
I mean, is that what these guys in England are doing? They're just giving belts to people they don't want to fight. Like, what the heck's going on out there, bro?
Eddie Hearn's been rumored to be talking about Joshua dropping the belt so that they can get the Dillian White fighting.
Wow. I guess they want to do it before Wilder beats Fury, because then if you do it after Wilder beats Fury, it'll look like a complete chicken. So may as well do it now. It's like, well, everybody knows the Fury cheated, so go ahead and drop the belt now. I love it. Like Fury, when he signed that contract on TV, right? He looked so high. He looked like he was like tuned up. Just, oh yeah, man, yeah. I'll sign it. I'll sign this contract. His father's like, yo, don't take the fight, yo. Yo, son, I don't like it, yo. Don't take it, yo. Nah. Don't take the fight. It's pretty remarkable, yo.
But listen, the same father. This is what this. It's like a weekly episode of how not to run business. This episode is John Fury. The episode before was John Fury telling the world that my son's gonna beat Wilder. My son's gonna beat him. You can back your bottom dollar. Oh, my son's gonna beat Wilder. Now it's like, well, I've got serious concerns about Wilder. This fight, it's a mistake. I'm like, hold on. How can you move from, a guy, my son took his soul? How can you move from my son took his soul to it's a mistake, it's a disaster, it's a setup? How can you move from such a contrary statement? And the last time your son was in the ring, you beat Wilder. So why would it now be a mistake to honor a third fight and a contract that you signed in the first place?
Yeah, man.
Unless in the arbitration, as I was explaining before in a previous video, unless the arbitration had a little bit more favorable information for Deontay Wilder, which the judge said, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right. Yes, you should get a third fight to get revenge.
Well, that's the rumor. The rumor is, word around the campfire is, Fury came out there talking about, he said I cheated, and the judge might have been on some old, well, did you? And then they showed the evidence, and the judge was like, yeah, you did, bro. Like,
well, I said to people, this is going to come out. This stuff has got to come out, because you see, it all leads to that. If you were so confident in the second fight, my son's going to beat him. My son took his soul from him. And now you're talking about it's a setup, a mistake, concern.
Why in your last fight, you beat the shit out of him. Like, why are you scared? It don't make a lick of sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, why would you have any concern? And then Fury's like, he's all blasted on TV. He's posted on social media, and Wilder's a pussy, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, like, everyone sees right through it, yo. Like, you are worried like shit. You honestly did not think you were going to have to fight this guy again, because the fact of the matter is, and like, we can say whatever we want, Deontay Wilder thinks Tyson Fury cheated him. He feels that way genuinely. So whether I think so, you think so, Deontay Wilder thinks so, and that's who you have to fight.
And that is when I saw Gazar and an eye for an eye, I thought to myself, there's only one person in boxing that he would have that sort of revenge thoughts for, and it would be Tyson Fury. And when you go eye for eye, you don't go eye for eye if you've got beat by a man truly. You go eye for eye if you feel there's some form of injustice done to you. Like, okay, so you did this to me. And I know you crafty so-and-so. You did this to me, and you did this to me, did this to me. Right, I'm going to get you back for what you did to me. And Shelley Finkel said he is so certain that Fury's going to get beat in this fight. So certain. And John Fury's like, he's not, he's concerned.
He should be very concerned for his son's safety. He should be very concerned. His son, there is a real possibility his son could get seriously hurt in this fight. Like, I mean, like, we just seen Bervane Stavern in that second fight with Wilder. He got obliterated. You seen Dominic Brazil, Tyson, Deontay Wilder and him, they had fisticuffs and, it was like pushing and shoving, whatever. Entourages fought, blah, 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 in a hotel. And you see he went out in the first round and just obliterated him, just knocked the shit out. Because Brazil, all the legal fees and shit, he sued Wilder. It was like, you're a fucking pain in the neck. This guy tried to kill him. Like, literally was breaking rules, rabbit punching the back of the head, back of the neck, back, behind the ear. Got all these weird-ass injuries, bleeding from the ear and shit, you know what I'm saying? Dent in your fucking skull. Who the fuck gets dents in their skull? When was the last fight someone got a dent in their skull? I'll wait. When was the last time that happened in a professional boxing match? Not no broken orbital bone, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a whole nother conversation, but actually cracking like the skull, like next to their temple. You know how hard that is? You know how thick? That's a dense piece of bone, bro. And like, you're gonna dent that? There's no way his gloves weren't manipulated. And I'm gonna tell you what it was. They took the padding out. They didn't put anything in the gloves. He had wraps on. Wraps are hard as shit. And he was soaking his hands in that damn gasoline.
He did mention that. He did mention that. He did mention that.
Yeah, he said he was doing that shit. And he cheated, yo, and he took padding out of his gloves. That's what he did. That's how he generated power. He can't punch. Like, stop it. Like, let's stop that, right? So, hey, you got to get in the ring with this guy. And, his dad is about having some tune-up fights and bringing in 35,000 sparring partners and 12 trainers and managers, trying to figure out some kind of scheme. And they ain't got time to do that, even though he does have that scumbag, that Capetillo guy, his nephew, in there. So, I don't know. But, I'm pretty certain that Wilder is going to stop this cat, and it's going to be bad. He's going to knock him out, bro. Either that or Fury's just going to get tapped and go down. And part of me doesn't even think this fight's going to happen. I don't think Fury's going to get the ring. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for this to be confirmed. Fury, There's no way in the universe. Why would you, if you beat him fair and square, why wouldn't he have fought him in December or February?
That's what I said.
Like this whole time he's been trying to avoid this fight. He's been behind the scenes this whole time trying to run away from the fight. And Wilder wouldn't let him. And the arbitrator said, no, you have to fight him. So from like December all the way till now, Fury's been avoiding this fight. Why? For what? It would have been cheaper to just fight him in February, beat his ass again, and then you could fight AJ now.
That's what I said. That boxing fans say it's Deontay Wilder's fault. Nobody wants to see the third fight. If you'd got the third, if he'd beaten Wilder for the third time, he'd be fighting Joshua right now. Right now, he'd be fighting Joshua.
Yeah, I think Wilder's gonna hurt this cat, bro. I think he's gonna hurt him, bro. I think he's gonna hurt him.
I don't know. There's something. Listen, I had a bad feeling. I had a bad feeling about this fight the second time round, right? and that didn't go according to plan. And now we know, we have an idea why that didn't happen. Now we've got this third fight coming up. I don't think, based on if they did use the evidence and he was caught bang to rights cheating, if he was caught that, then they can't do the same crap again.
Nah, they're not going to be able to. There's going to be such a, I mean, now that, I mean, you're going to look at everything, going to assess everything. I wouldn't even stay on the strip if I was Wilder, bro. Wouldn't even stay on the strip. All them interviews and all that, cancel all that noise. It's wartime right now. Like, all these people been fronting on him so hard, yo. You know what I'm saying?
I know. And all that stuff, the lamestream, all the lamestream media, all them dark chuckers, all them racists, all them biased media people, and all this. Yeah. I've talked about the boxing gods.
Harry Letterman talking about Deontay Wilder was the last black hope. You know what I'm saying? On Fox. In America, he already said that. Harry Letterman. They used to be on HBO. So, like, you know what I'm saying? You see what time it is. You see how he was able to just come over here and, like, cheat and like, get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how the whole thing worked. They was glad to see Wilder lose, but the problem is he didn't really do it. That's why they're not celebrating it like that, because everybody knows he didn't do it. He didn't really, like, he cheated, yo. So they're not even like Fury's a champion, and he's won the belts, but it's not like anybody's ever. He's never been champion long enough for anybody to really celebrate him as a champion, yo. Like, he beat Vlad, but he cheated, so whatever. And he beat Wilder, but he cheated. So, all right, whatever. You're the champ, but you know, we know what we saw the pictures. Like, we can look at them. Like, ain't nobody photoshopped that shit.
Do you remember all those people? Those people said that arbitration. Oh yeah, Wilder lost. Remember those people are coming out? Oh, Wilder lose arbitration. The same people that said same people that said that Dillian White would lose if he went to fight the WBC in court. The same people. I told you this.
They don't know, man. Like, you know, they just listen to Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum. They don't know, man. They're like, I don't know, man. These people online, the trolls, like, whatever. It's like, it's like this whole time it was, and like for me, it's like, are you like really messing with me? Like, you really can't see how. Like, you think Deontay Wilder's like some grown ass dude, yo? He's the former heavyweight champ. He's got money and lawyers, yo. Like, he's a rich dude. Like, you think you're gonna just walk away from the fight? You know what I'm saying? This guy's been fighting on Showtime and Fox. You're gonna just walk away from Fox? You're just gonna not give Fox another fight? What? Just gonna walk away from the contract? Like, have you lost your mind? Like, that shit don't fly over here in America. You can't do that type of shit.
This is the same guy that everyone thinks is a complete angel. You see how media works? Yet this guy was banned for boxing for 2 years for PEDs. All right? 2 years he was banned for it. Nobody talks about that. The same guy that had the tainted meat and the VADA and UCAD wanted to talk with him. Same guy. The same guy got pulled up with his glove in the Christian Hammer fight. The same guy. These are all incidents around Tyson Fury. I mean, look, I've not become a Fury hater overnight or something, but I just don't like where if that was Deontay Wilder, look at Jerome Miller. Look at Jerome Miller. Jerome Miller is completely banned from boxing. Yet Povetkin's, how many times has Povetkin failed? 3 times, right? That comes he's on pay-per-view and still getting paid on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
This is the nonsense. This is the nonsense that's in boxing. So why didn't Jerome Miller get the same treatment as Alexander Povetkin?
It's really, look at Boo Boo Andrade. He can't get the Canelo fight, but Billy Joe Saunders can, and Rocky Fielding can, and Avni Yildirim can, and all these other guys can. But like Brother from America, it's like, nah, you're not popular enough. Nah, you don't look spectacular enough. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, he's a champion.
This is what I talk about, the lamestream media. And what needs to happen is for a lot of us, we need to stop reporting on this lamestream garbage. Do our own research, do our own background research, and forget the lamestream media.
Have you seen what Kwame Brown been talking about over here?
What did he say? I know Kwame Brown's been in the news a lot recently.
Kwame Brown, man, he's been airing out these fake media types like Stephen A. Smith and Matt Barnes and Steve, like these guys are like
these guys are all part of a cabal. At the end of the day, they're
yeah,
all serving a purpose.
Drills, man.
Garbage.
They're just corporate boys, yo. Just out there, just like, why are you talking about the cat? Like, he ain't even. Like, he's minding his own business. Like,
yeah, but wait,
like Charlemagne and all of that. Like, it's crazy, man. So
yeah, but there's some. Look, I'm gonna mention two guys, right? And it don't matter how skillful they are; they're garbage to watch. Demetrius Andrade, I'm sorry, he's garbage to watch. I don't care what anybody tells me; he's terrible to watch. And the other guy is Danny Jacobs. And the thing is, right? Not so much Danny Jacobs, but Demetrius Andrade. At least if he could fight, you can't go to Canelo, who is the cash cow. You can't go to him and say, "When are you going to fight me, bro?" And you've just finished fighting flipping Liam. Is it Liam? What is his name? Liam Williams. I mean, that's just
look who Canelo's fighting though.
Yeah, but wait, yeah, but remember, he's the cash cow. I'm not saying it's acceptable, but look at Canelo's resume. Wait, look at Canelo's resume. Look at the guys Canelo's fought. How many Hall of Famers? Put Canelo to one side. How many Hall of Famers as the rest of that division, the middleweight division, for example? We're looking about Charlo fighting. I think it's a great fight, him and Charlo fighting, but I don't think Charlo's ready for him yet. I think Charlo needs to fight that in between fight. I think he needs to fight maybe a Golovkin first, and then maybe that. I think he needs an in-between fight, bro. I think he needs an in-between fight. Bro, listen, you're talking about a guy that's... You see, people keep forgetting about Canelo's experience.
They're both in their 30s now. They're both 30 years old. It's time to fight.
But the resumes are just like night and day.
I ain't hearing it. Caleb Plant. Like, here's my thing, though. So how come he trying to fight Caleb Plant? Caleb Plant just went 12 rounds with freaking Caleb Truax. Freaking Andre Durrell knocked out Caleb Truax in one damn round. Caleb Plant didn't try to win that fight. That was ridiculous, that fight.
Oh, hold on, bro, hold on. Business, undisputed. That's it. Remember, they're trying to do better than Floyd Mayweather.
No.
That is, listen, yeah, but I know you think this. We have to, this is the reason, bro. This is the reason. It's about business. And that's why
I'll tell you something. No, but I'll tell you something, and this is real. Mayweather wouldn't fight somebody coming off no 12-round UGMO decision versus no Caleb Truax. Like he gave guys the chances to fight him that were freaking coming off of knockout wins, like Victor Ortiz. Everybody he fought was coming off of like a big win, a big knockout. Knock somebody the fuck out. It's like I want Floyd. I want Floyd Mayweather. And it's like, all right, you get the smoke. Maidana beat the shit out of Broner. All right, you get the work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Canelo out here, man. Canelo out here. Billy Joe Saunders. Who did he fight before he fought Canelo?
We know that. We understand. But remember, you've got to understand the master plan. The master plan is we have to make Canelo better than Mayweather. Even if Mayweather beat the crap out of him, we have to make him better. So the way we do it is we make him undisputed. Then we say Mayweather was never undisputed. That's the plan. I'm not agreeing with it, but it's the plan.
That's not how it's gonna. They can look. The media in boxing, they do all this stupid, and they push all these agendas. And at the end of the day, the boxing fans decide who is remembered as a great. So it doesn't really even matter. Like they're saying it now in the news. And, oh yeah, Canelo is this and Canelo is that. But like when Canelo ain't fighting, ain't nobody talking about Canelo Alvarez. So when he retires, he'll just go away because he's not getting any big wins. He got some big wins to get the. He got some big wins to get the big fights. You know, he beat Trout. You know, and he beat. You know, I guess you could say he beat Here's Landy Lara, but I think he lost that fucking fight. But whatever. You know, he's beaten Jacobs, Golovkin. He beat an old ass Cotto. He beat an old ass Shane Mosley, right?
He's still got in, but he's still got in the ring with them guys. That's the thing, and that's why he's
but he didn't. He got in the ring with him, but I don't think like I'm trying to think like did he actually fight him and beat him? Like it's not like he fought him in prime, so I'm not really worried about it.
Bro. Listen,
it doesn't work that way.
It does work that way. It's business.
Well, he's a big. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Hey, it's good for him now. It's getting him paid now. That's good for him. He's like they're pushing him. The media's pushing him. He's the guy. A lot of but.
Okay.
Ain't nobody gonna remember him like that.
All right. Okay. So who's gonna remember Andrade? If Andrade retires tomorrow, who's gonna remember him for what?
It'd be the same for him. But if I just think Canelo is selling his legacy short. Like people will remember Canelo, but it's like you can't say he would beat anybody good in his prime because he's not beating anybody good in their primes. Like he needs to be for him to be the guy that they're saying he is. He needs to beat Andrade. He needs to beat Charlo. And he needs to fight Benavidez.
Right.
He needs to fight those 3 fights. If he doesn't fight those 3 fights, it doesn't matter.
Benavidez is garbage. I'm telling you, Benavidez is garbage. Benavidez is garbage.
Oh my God, what are you talking about?
Okay.
David Benavidez? You talk about David Benavidez in 168?
The guy who's got dropped by absolute nobodies. That same Benavidez.
David
Benavidez. The same one that does all the flashing hand speed. Against who?
Benavidez.
Against who?
David Benavidez. 168 from California.
Same Benavidez I'm telling you about.
Nah,
listen, bro. I'm telling you now, bro. If Canelo fights if Canelo what does Benavidez do that's so great? What he does so great? Bro, what does he do so great?
Oh man, what are you talking about?
What does he do that is great? What does he do that stand out? Tell me one thing Benavidez to stand out. And against who's he for? Who's he for?
Okay, all right. You gonna let me tell you? Can I tell you?
I'm ready. Tell me.
All right. First of all, he's big as shit, and he freaking has the hand speed of a freaking welterweight. Okay.
Margarito was big as shit. It didn't mean nothing.
David Benavidez is big as hell with that hand speed, yo. And his combination punching is lethal. His offensive
against who?
Man, whoever he's gotten in the ring with, he's beat the shit out of him. Everybody.
Yeah, but if you fight,
if he's so sorry, then why won't Canelo fight him then?
Because he doesn't bring anything to the table at the moment. Business.
Yeah, he does. That's a big fight. That's a pay-per-view fight too.
Yeah, once you're undisputed,
yes. I'd consider. I tell you what, I fuck with David Benavidez, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like Deontay. My 3 favorite fighters are David Benavidez, Deontay Wilder, and Errol Spence Jr. Right now.
Well, I'll go with Deontay Wilder.
I'm paying for their fight.
Charlo, big Charlo, not small Charlo, big Charlo.
And I'm hot and cold on the Charlo.
I don't know. I like Charlo.
I mean, Jamel's obviously the best at 154. You know what I'm saying? And he's a pound for pound fighter. He's a top 6 pound for pound fighter. He might be 3 or 4 pound for pound. Jermell Charlo is a beast. Jermall Charlo, I just feel like he ain't pressing up on Canelo hard enough for me. He coming at it with way too much respect for me, yo. I think Charlo should have been did what Andre did. I think Charlo should have been there too, and he should have been yelling like, "Yo, you a bitch! You need to fight one of us right now or something, yo." Like, cause he straight up dropped that WBC middleweight championship and gave it Jermall Charlo to pick up that weak ass franchise shit, and then he went up to 168 and he wouldn't fight David Benavidez, but as soon as David Benavidez missed weight and shit, he fucking gets the WBC to name him the mandatory to fight it, and then they named Avni Yildirim as the mandatory, which was absolutely ridiculous because it's like, so he loses his belt and you don't make him the mandatory to fight for the belt after you strip him of the belt, and you only stripped him because he missed weight. It's not like he freaking did something crazy. Like, he missed weight during the pandemic. He fought in the first big fight after the pandemic started. And he gets there, they don't have a sauna and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? To help him lose weight. So he missed weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm not making an excuse for him, but I mean, like, come on, yo, like that's a little bit of a different circumstance. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you out there, you think you're gonna have a sauna when you get there, and there's no sauna. And if you use the sauna to try to lose weight, you got a problem. But hey, Canelo won't fight. Canelo ain't fighting nobody. I don't think Canelo's gonna fight Plant. I think Canelo's gonna fight some other bum.
Listen, I tell you what I think is going to happen. This is what I think. I think that Canelo fights, gets rid of Plant, becomes undisputed, and then once he becomes undisputed, he'll take on Charlo and he'll take on Andrade. But once he becomes undisputed, that's the plan. And then when he becomes undisputed, he's going to come out, ask for even more money, and shoot those guys out of money. That's what I think will happen. That's what I think. Well, I was right about Canelo when he was going to fight Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith, and now he's going for Caleb Plant. Not Caleb, yeah, he's going to fight Caleb Plant. He'll clean those three guys out, right? And then he'll go for super fights. He'll try and fight Charlo, or he can fight Andrade. And I would tell him to fight Charlo or Andrade right now. I would. But become undisputed. And you can fight both of those guys because those two guys are not experienced enough for me at their very highest level. I don't think they are. I think they need in between fights. Either they need to fight one another or they need to fight someone like a Golovkin. I'm sorry. I don't see how you jump from fighting B class or C class opposition to jump straight into A class. That's why we fall short all the time when we do that nonsense. We need to have that in-between fight and then fight them. Because if you have that in-between fight, then you can put pressure. If he goes and he knocks out Andrade, if Jamal Charlo went and knocked Andrade out, right? He can say, right, I just knocked out Andrade. I dealt with him. He goes and beats Danny Jacobs, smashed him to bits. Right, what are you saying? That brings public interest. That builds a fight. The old-fashioned way. You knock at a man's door. I've just knocked these two cats out. I've knocked them out. I've done what you couldn't do or you wouldn't do. I fought these two guys. Now I'm coming for you. That's how you sell the fight. But you don't sell a fight sitting at the back of a press conference and you've just finished fighting Liam Williams. That's not promoting a fight. When we're going to fight, that's not it. Your style is not great. It isn't a great fight. It's not a fan-friendly fight. I'm not condoning Canelo, but he's in his own right. He's saying, listen, I'm the man who's got the money. You got to come after me, and you got to show me something. And he hasn't shown him anything, to be honest. You got to think about all the Hall of Fame fighters, regardless of how he's beat them or how they came about. They're still going to be down as Hall of Fame fighters. How many people in the middleweight division can you say have fought so many Hall of Fame fighters? Even the great Gennady Golovkin. How many Hall of Fame fighters has he beat? How many world-class fighters Gennady Golovkin knocked out? And this is my point. Who was Andrade for? How many Hall of Famers has he fought? How many Hall of Famers has Charlo fought? This is my point. So these guys have got to sell the fight by fighting big guys, big opponents, big names. Coach Chris?
I'm here. I'm just reading the comment you posted up there. Well, I appreciate that, Leaf. You know what I'm saying? Leaf Gramson. I appreciate that comment, man. Mr. Boxing's Day. Oh, Watcher, what's going on, champ? Oh, man, I just want to see the fights, man. Like, you know what? I think it'd be good fights. I know I hear where you're coming from. Man. I'm ready to see some fights, man. I'm ready to see Canelo fight somebody good, man. I'm tired of knowing he's going to beat the hell out of these guys, man. Like, if you didn't think Canelo was going to beat the hell out of Billy Joe Saunders, you're absolutely crazy. Like, come on, man. You knew he was going to beat him. Like, come on. Like, you knew that was going to happen. It was just like, when is he going to hit the shit out of him? And it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to see Benavidez Canelo. I would love to see that fight. They're both at 168. You know what I'm saying? Charlo hasn't even fought at 168 yet. Neither is Andrade. Benavidez and Canelo is a great fight. I would love to see that fight.
No, it isn't. The first thing is Benavidez is flat-footed.
I mean, if he wants to go ahead and get undisputed, hey, man, like you've already got it right there. Pay Caleb Plant whatever you got to pay him. Get him in the ring. Become the undisputed champ. I can see that. But the fight, like after that, it's got to be like, all right, it's time to take care of business. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, right.
Caleb Plant's a good fight with him and Canelo. I'm not 100% sure Canelo wins that fight like the other one. So I haven't really thought about this fight much because You know, it's not official yet, and I don't care that much about it because whatever, Canelo. But I mean, getting back to Wilder and Fury, what do you think happened in the fight?
The bad feeling I had in the second fight, and then from round one, he didn't look right. In the commentary said this guy's footing didn't look right. His footing looked exactly the same as Povetkin's footing in the second fight against White. Now, I'll tell you a very fun. I had a very funny dream, and I told some people in the dream on my Facebook page. I had this funny dream, and it was Anthony Joshua coming to the ring, yeah. And as he was getting closer to the ring, and he got closer, that's not Anthony Joshua, that's Deontay Wilder, and it is exactly how it's kind of panned out that way. How it's been Anthony Joshua pushing all the Anthony Joshua way, and then it ends up being Deontay Wilder. Now, the second dream I had was Tyson Fury. He was inside the ring and he was chewing on his gum shield and he just didn't look right. He did not look right. And the thing is, if Fury goes to this fight and he doesn't look right, people will be able to point. People say, well, Fury didn't look right in the third fight. Something's wrong there. But when Wilder didn't look right in the fight, people say, no, that was Fury's boxing ability. And that's the sort of biasness you've got in boxing today. So if Wilder wins, there'll be some sort of thing to take away his victory. I'm telling you. That's what I feel will happen.
I think what's gonna happen. I'm convinced. Every time I see the second fight, I'm more and more convinced that fight was definitely manipulated. And
from round one,
before the fight, even before the bell rung, and he definitely had some advantages in the ring, and it's not gonna play out the same way. Like the first fight was one way, the second fight was one way, and the third fight's gonna be completely different. And I think looking at the past two fights, I think it's gonna just be more of on an even playing field in more ways than one. And I think with that being the case, Wilder stops him in 5.
In 5 rounds.
And that's me being. I want to say 3, but I'll say 5 because I don't want to be too, about it. But I feel like this is gonna be quick, man. I feel like he's gonna be so pissed. Like this is crazy because whether you believe it or not, he does. So if you really believe that somebody cheated you like that in a fight, like how do you even have a press conference with him without like considering like smacking the shit out you right there? You know what I'm saying? Like you tried to kill me in front of my kids and shit, my wife. You tried to play me on national TV, you fucking embarrassed me, you cheated me, you took my belt. Like, to slap the shit out you right now, you bitch motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be mad, bro. Like you got real smoke. This isn't like, oh, this is a fight. This is like, yo, we got real problems here. And you actually get paid to get revenge. It's pretty cool if you think about it. But he's been just preparing and thinking about this moment for over a year. And Fury just kind of left it behind. Yeah, his father's right to be worried for him, man. You know what I'm saying? This man's on a mission. And the mission is, kill Mo. Let the bodies hit the floor, like, you know what I'm saying? No respect for you at all. Cheating little bitch, man. Like, we'll go out here and mash you. Sure, he's so pissed. How do you I'm waiting to see if they even have a press conference. Like I want to know they're gonna have like the Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis security in between them. We'll have like
what do you make of people saying that this fight won't sell and nobody wants to see the third fight? I think that's absolute garbage.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's crazy. I'm definitely having a fight party at the house. Everybody's coming through.
This fight is going to be sold out.
Oh my God! They're talking about the Raider Stadium, the 65,000 seats in Vegas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people think there is a large segment. Like you can look on TV, and you got Stephen A. Smith and all these other people talking on ESPN or whatever. People ain't watching that shit. Boxing fans, bro. Like most people, my son is 4 and he knows that Deontay Wilder was cheated by Tyson Fury. 4. He's like Tyson Fury.
I'm gonna say this much: I believe in the boxing gods, and if he did cheat, this third fight will reveal it all. Now, the one thing I did hear about, I heard a murmuring, and it was a long time ago. I heard that Deontay Wilder's blood sample was being put in for after that they did investigation of his blood scan. They checked his blood, and from what I heard of his blood, that they found that he was poisoned in the fight. That's what I heard. I don't know how true that is, but it was along the same lines. It was along the same lines. It was along the same lines as the arbitration and the judge seeing evidence.
Let me tell you, man, the way this happened and the way like this kind of came to an end, that could have been it. It could have been like, you know, he's trying to get out of the fight, boom, 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 and it's just like, bam, here's just evidence, and it's like, all right, yeah, you gotta have a fight. I still think all the evidence is of everything's going to come out about this fight at some point. Probably.
That's what I said. That's what I've said.
I could see the fight getting rid of no contest after Wilder knocks this guy out. But you got to get the rematch. You got to get him back in the ring. That's more. Now, you do that, then you sue him. You know what I'm saying?
Mike Tyson had 60 million on the table for a rematch with Evander Holyfield, right? And Mike Tyson knew, he admitted to his trainer, Stacey McKinley, and that interviews on this channel, he said that Mike knew that Evander Holyfield was on PEDs. He knew Mike knew he was on PEDs, but is he really going to talk about it for 60 million? Don't be silly. He took the fight. And Mike said, I'll just do what I can.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Wow, my feel. Yeah, your boy AJ versus Reed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is gonna be great. I don't know why they're acting like this fight isn't gonna sell. You know what I mean? Especially if AJ doesn't fight Usyk. I mean, AJ just can't get a big fight, man. AJ's just, even the AJ Usyk fight is a good fight, but it's not like a big, massive fight. It's the best fight he can get, probably.
I was gonna ask you, what have you made your thoughts of Lennox Lewis fighting Mike Tyson and Vitaly Klitschko coming back to fight Shannon Briggs?
What? That's the thing that's happening.
I believe so. Well, I said that.
When was that? That was. Hold on. That came out. I didn't even. That'd be crazy, man. I mean, Mike Tyson. We saw Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones, man. Mike Tyson's throwing some hard blows out there, you know.
Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, September, they're saying.
Wow. And then you said Vitaly Klitschko and Shannon Briggs.
Vladimir Klitschko versus Shannon Briggs.
Oh, wow. The younger brother. That is great. Oh, man, the lead up to that would be so fun. Oh, man, Shannon Briggs. That's great. I'm glad they're going to let him get it. Yeah, they're going to be out there breathing so heavy. Man, I tell you what, Shannon Briggs is a lot of fun. I can't wait. Let's go, champ. That's going to be fun.
What do you make of that? What do you think of that?
You know what? I just want everybody to come home safe from that. You know what I'm saying? But I like the exhibition fights. I'm not mad at the exhibition fights. If the fighters aren't, like, here's my thing. If you can't make Canelo fight Charlo or Andrade or, you know, Benavidez, you can't make, those fights aren't happening, then you can't get mad at these exhibitions, man, because at least they're interesting, you know? Like,
now, do you think that AJ would fight Wilder if Wilder were to sensationally knock Fury out?
No, I think I told you they're already getting ready to duck him now. They're already getting that story ready. I don't think AJ's ever going to fight Wilder, bro. He wouldn't fight him for $50 million. He's not going to fight him, man. Like, all right, you get it. You don't want to fight. I got you. Like, you can't even think about that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be so surprised. I'll be so surprised if that happens. I'm not expecting that at all, dude. Like,
are you expecting Usyk to fight Joshua then?
I am, unless AJ's a pussy, he doesn't want to fight him. Like, I don't know why he wouldn't want to fight a freaking cruiserweight, but like, whatever. If he's that scared of a
Yeah,
cruiserweight.
because he can make more money with a Dillian White fight.
Dillian White fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Dillian White sucks.
The thing is, because the narrative will be spun that we couldn't get the Fury fight, so we got the next best thing, which was Dillian White for an all British showdown at Wembley. That's how it would be spun by Eddie Hearn.
Wow. Look, if he does that and doesn't fight his WBO mandatory, like, nah, yo, you can't do that. Dillian White just got knocked out by Alexander Povetkin a year ago. Like, come on, dude. No, you can't. No.
That's why they're talking about a second fight.
Well, why doesn't he just see? And that's my thing then. So he's trying to fight that fight when if he beats Usyk, he gets the winner of Fury and Wilder. So, like, my thing is they're thinking Wilder's going to win the third fight. So we're going to drop the WBO belt now. We're going to drop the belt now, and then Usyk will fight for it. That will get Usyk off of AJ's back. AJ can fight Dillian White, and then when after Wilder beats Fury, oh yeah, now we got to fight Usyk and get that belt back. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get business back to business, and I gotta get my third belt back. So, you know.
Oh dear me! I don't know how Eddie Hearn is going to be able to bounce back from the crap he's done with. And I don't. You see, it shows you how garbage our media are, the mainstream media are. Why has nobody ever pushed Hearn about asking him about this whole situation with the arbitration? He's one of the biggest promoters in the world. He didn't know about arbitration. How the hell he didn't know about it? I still do not get it. I cannot get the logic in it.
He did know about it. Everybody knew about it. You know what I'm saying? Michelle, you got the interviewers asking like, hey, so about the arbitration, like if the media people know about it, he knows about it. He's just trying to be smug talking about, I was just told that the arbitration wouldn't be a problem to stop us from this fight. And it's just like, I don't know who told you that, but
told you that.
Lawyers, they don't like you. Like it's a judge doing this. Like, you know what?
Bob and Frank told him.
Yeah, they're all liars, so whatever. It's just liars. Just promoting Fury for free. Just believed him. I don't know why he wouldn't believe him. And probably never thought to ask, you know, Team Wilder, like, hey, so, because you know what? They don't want to fight Wilder, so it doesn't matter. So they'll never reach out to Team Wilder and ask them because they already jerked them around before. They already came out with the bullshit offers, you know, and then turned down $50 million and wasted time. Actually, isn't it funny that Fury just did to AJ what AJ did to Wilder? Just let him on, played. Oh, yeah, we want to fight. We want to fight. Oh, we can't fight right now. Same thing with AJ and Wilder. Oh, yeah, well, we don't want to take $50 million, so we'll fight in England for less money. Like, whatever. Like, the fuck out of here. Like, whatever. Like, so full of shit. Like, the fact that people believe this guy. Like, now it's just like, all right, I'm never going to argue with any of you motherfuckers ever again on the internet. Like, whatever, yo. Like, yeah.
I think I want to get that video up where I do want to do a replay of that night of when you were talking about Wilder versus Fury 3 and the people that came in the room were talking. I do want to do it because a lot of those cats, they're not even on the channel no more. You don't see them come in the room or anything. They're silent, absolutely silent.
Oh man, they'll come back with new names or something. You know, they got 25 ghost accounts or whatever. Like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I hope we get undisputed within 18 months too, man. But I don't see it because they're playing games over there, man. It's a lot of politics and gamesmanship over there.
I'll tell you what. You're fast to get undisputed as long as Matchroom have got nothing to do with it. So get rid of Anthony Joshua, you'll get undisputed.
I think
Get rid of
he should. Why doesn't he just fight Usyk? That just makes sense. Like that's just the fight to make. It's a big fight.
Can't see it happening. I can see him going with Dillian White.
Wow.
It's
And then
not good.
So he dropped the WBO belt.
Yep, and let Joyce and Usyk go for it. And give the fight the fans what the fans really want is Dillian White.
The fans want Dillian White.
The British fans do.
Really?
Because Barry Hearn retired from Matchroom not long before this disaster with Joshua Fury hitting the wall.
Wow.
Hearn won't let an AJ fight go to purse bids. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I guess they're trying to
possible for him.
You know, Usyk wants a big check, man. He wants a big check. He ain't trying to give him a big check, though. Yeah,
so I think he'll give him try and give him peanuts. That's what I think.
Because the purse bid guarantees you like 20%. They try and give you like 7. We'll give you 6%, bro. You say like I need more money, yo. Nah.
Let's see him laugh and smile and dance about that. Hey, I don't fancy Usyk's chance. What do you think of his chances against Joshua for heavyweight title fight?
You know what? I think it's an interesting fight, being a southpaw and being fleet of foot like he can, the way he can move. When was the last time AJ fought a southpaw?
Charles Martin.
Okay. Slow guy, though. Big, slower guy. Traditional heavyweight.
When's the last time Usyk got hit in the chin by a real powerful heavyweight? He got hit by Chisora, and he said the lights went out in the second round.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. I think AJ wins. I think AJ stops him. Unless he actually catches him and hits with a combination. You know, one of those real ones. I think he'll it'll be like, holy shit.
the Pulev right hand, that right hit Pulev with, and Pulev when he ran outside the ring. That right, I think he'll juice it with.
AJ can't put punches together when he needs to. And I don't think Usyk's been hit by one of those in heavyweight yet. So it'll be interesting to see how he reacts to it.
I don't think he's going to react very well.
Yeah, I don't think. Me neither. That's why I think AJ and 7.
Yeah. See, so stylistically, how do you see a third fight playing out? The way the second fight should have played out. But I think I first of all don't think Fury's going to be able to back Wilder up the way he backed him up in that second fight. I don't think that's the first thing. I secondly think that Wilder's going to have his balance back. That's the second thing. And let's just say that it wasn't on an even playing field. Then it becomes on. They've even said now that he's had COVID. That's the latest story, that Wilder had COVID. I don't want to get into all that, but I think there'll be a more level playing field. Did you see that clip where Fury used his leg and tripped up Wilder deliberately? He used his leg and he kind of did a move and tripped Wilder up. Did you see that video? Yeah,
that was the second knockdown, wasn't it? Yeah, he's a cheater, bro. He was dirty boxing out there. I think it's going to look a little bit more like the first fight. Obviously, I don't think I agree with you. I don't think Fury's going to walk Wilder down again. I think we're going to see Wilder kind of coming forward a little bit more, a lot more jabs, either up top into the body. And I'm hoping to see that left hand in a hook, you know. I'd love to see Wilder start developing a left hook to the body. That'd be a great punch for him, especially trying to fight somebody that's taller. You know what I mean? Because that's the one thing that Fury does do. because of his size and the fact that he has better footwork, he's able to impose his will and get in attacking positions a lot easier than Wilder. And in the second fight, you know, especially since he wanted to press him anyway, it made Wilder uncomfortable. Now Wilder was kind of whatever. But you know, you can't. The one thing like I hope he's working on, and like you see it with Malik Scott, is he's got to work on his feet. He's got to get better with his feet and keep his balance better. That's definitely imperative.
But hold on. You see, when you're talking, the thing is, when you talk about those dynamics, sports science, what makes that Deontay Wilder such a dynamic and the biggest puncher in heavyweight boxing, and arguably in heavyweight history, is the way he sets himself up. When you start to tinker with footwork and stuff, are you going to lose power by him doing that? Is he going to be the same puncher?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just more about just being able to control where he wants to go in the ring.
Yeah.
And like I think, like I'm not saying change the way you throw punches and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about I'm talking about
the foundation. Look, here's a perfect example. Emmanuel Stewart had Nassim Hamed. Nassim Hamed was throwing rocket launchers and throwing punches from unorthodox angles. Him and Emmanuel Stewart and James Elibashir had this massive argument. And the argument was that Emmanuel Stewart said he needs to sit down on his punches and really land big rocket launchers. Bashir said, no, leave him as he is. So when he came around to fighting Barrera, what you saw was Nassim Hamed that was flat-footed, as opposed to Nassim Hamed that spent most of his career light on his feet. So what the changes of Malik Scott changed Deontay Wilder from being a ferocious puncher to being not as good a puncher, but a bit more technical. You tell me.
Nah, I don't think you're going to take away that punching power, man. I think that's just kind of, it is what it is. I just think it's more about just working on your game and improving your craft and adding to your toolbox, you know? Like if Wilder's the professional that we think he is, and that he seems to be, because he's never really out of shape, you know? He should be thinking about the long-term, the longevity in the career. And the thing about it is that this fight might have shown is that he might have weaknesses in his game. You got to think, man, he's been fighting these guys and they've been failing drug tests trying to fight him. He's still been knocking the shit out of them. Like, I can imagine him thinking, you know what, there's nothing these guys can do to beat me. I am absolutely the best. This guy wouldn't take $50 million to fight me. These guys can't fuck with me at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm a destroy any and everything. Now it's kind of like, oh snap, okay. So these cats is really out here on some other shit. And like I'm gonna have to just keep working on my game and not be so, you know, just not take as many things as for granted. You know what I'm saying? Not to say he wasn't training hard and preparing and stuff like that, but just now just a little extra, you know, be more careful, you know, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Just dot every I, cross every T, and just work on your game, you know, and like really work on your game, like work to improve certain areas in the ring. I don't think you can affect punching power for someone like him. You know, that's just in his hands. You know what I'm saying? The way he punches and way he throws punches and generates power and torque. I think he's going to absolutely obliterate this guy. I'm hoping to see it. I'm hoping to see that left hand be more active, though. You got to get to the body. Whether it's a left hook to the body, whether it's a straight right to the body, whatever it is, you gotta start attacking.
Now, in that first fight, I noticed around round 8 or round 9, I remember commentating in the first fight. I said the attacks to the body from Deontay Wilder are slowing Tyson Fury up. I said I can see Tyson Fury slowing. The hands are coming down, and as I said it, I said, listen, Wilder's getting closer. He's getting closer. Bang! Fury went down 10th round. So I could see the body shots were definitely having a straight right hand to the body. Every time he's throwing the right hand to the body, Fury would slow up a bit. Go back and look at the fight. Preferably go back and look at the fight with the commentary, my commentary on it, and you'll hear me break it down and say that was shooting the right hand straight to the gut. It's slowing Fury up. So and George Foreman, I would love to hear what George Foreman told Deontay Wilder, because I used George Foreman as an example of the best person to talk to, because George Foreman got humiliated when he fought Muhammad Ali. He got beat up by Muhammad Ali. He was the baddest thing on the planet, and he got humiliated by Muhammad Ali. The biggest puncher got absolutely humiliated by Muhammad Ali. And Deontay Wilder's got humiliated by Tyson Fury, regardless if he cheated or not. He got humiliated by Tyson Fury, the way he got beat. And since then, he was humiliated by the public character assassination of him and called him like mad and stuff like that. So George Foreman and the words he would have spoken to Deontay Wilder will be crucial in this fight, because there's something that these OGs have that these new trainers don't know about. These OGs know all the tricks in the game, and that's going to wisen Wilder up something special. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I'd love to see George Foreman there fight week. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even put a price tag on the level of experience and game he can put you
I
up.
I want to see. You know, another thing that people forget about Malik Scott. Have you seen the amount of camps that Malik Scott has been in as a trainer? I mean, as a fighter, how many camps has he been in? He was in the Klitschko camp with James Ali Bashir for the longest while. He was in Dylan White's camp. He's been in about 4 or 5 big heavyweight camps. So he knows.
Sure, he's been boxing.
He knows.
He's been. I mean,
he's from. Yeah.
He was a technical boxer himself. You know.
Yeah.
When he fought, I would think of Malik Scott as being a technical, slick boxer. You know what I mean, for a heavyweight. So I think
I just hope Malik Scott isn't. I mean, the way he got knocked out by Wilder was always questionable, and the way he got finished that fight against Chisora was always questionable. The 2 fights are very questionable in his resume, and the way those fights ended. I just hope that I hope it's not going to be questionable come fight night into how he looks after his fighter, let's say. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm going to answer this question by Leif. He asked a question earlier that I've gone right past it. I need to ask a question. He goes, serious question. Is it hurting Usyk's career that he doesn't speak English enough? Racism tinged question. And he follows up by saying, what I mean is a white boxer who speaks English has an advantage, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with him. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely. It hurts him. It hurt Triple G for sure. He would have been probably more popular, a little bit more popular. Mainstream.
Having said that, it was popular just because it did. What did he say? What was this? What was
he was
catchphrase
Mexican
again?
style.
No, he used to say, what he used to say, big drama show.
Big drama show. Yeah, he did. Yeah, Usyk doesn't speak any English. He could. Yeah, you know what? Triple G. Let me give him credit. Because Triple G was trying. He was out there talking. So
now Usyk can speak. No, Usyk can speak better English than people give him credit for. He can speak, because I sat down and did a full interview with him. The guy can speak English. He, like Canelo's another one. I said to people, Canelo can speak good English. He can speak good English. And people are like, no, he can't speak good English. I said, and why is it every time he does interviews, he's able to listen to the interview, nothing random, no microphone near his ears or headset, and he's listening to whoever the interviewer is, and he goes, he's listening, goes, in English, he listens, and he goes, oh. I said, wait, hold on. A guy asked you in English a question, and you answered in Mexican. What the hell is that? I said, you might take me for a fool, right? But I'm not a fool. I don't appreciate that. And then the other day, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. When I saw that, I thought, this is... And you know what made it worse for Andrade? I think the first time Canelo opens his mouth is to insult a fighter. Payday, payday, payday. You want a payday. To think he opens his mouth, finally speak English, and you're the guy he speaks English to. And it's just like, to me, that Andrade, that thing was, if you're going to call it a PR disaster, that was a PR disaster.
Yeah,
because Eddie Hearn supposedly told Andrade to come out and say what he said. That's why you need to have a PR team. That was a PR disaster. I would have said, bro, you just finished Leon Williams. Just sit in the audience and just get up and congratulate Canelo and say, great performance, champ. Really appreciate you. You're really great.
You know what? I needed Andrade. See, Andrade, man, he's just a different kind of cat. You know what I'm saying? I needed him to be watching Rocky 3, watching Clubber Lang at the beginning of the movie, yo, to get pumped up, to go out there and do his thing. Because that's how you call out a fighter, yo. Like, you got to come up there and talk big trash, yo. I mean, these guys just show Canelo way too much respect, man. Like, they're just being too nice about it. Like, you know, you got to come out there like, yo, you a bum. What's up? You don't want to fight me? You scared? Like, you got the opportunity, so you may as well. Like, why you gonna ask him? Like, hey, excuse me, Canelo, excuse me, sir. Hey, I'm just wondering, can we get something going on? Like, can we fight? Like,
wait. The way he approached it was like it was asking Canelo out for a date. You know, can we go out for a date?
Yeah, I was just wondering. You know, that sounds like me. That sounds like me when I was like, hey, I was wondering, you know, hey.
What?
And the girl just be sitting there like, spit it out. Go ahead. I'm gonna say yes, spit it out. Like, you sitting there all nervous, like, hey, you know, like, yes, fool. Pick me up 7 o'clock, dummy. Jesus.
And you're known for all the wrong reasons now. For all the wrong reasons he's known. All the wrong reasons.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna just say this to any of my young fellas out there that you know, you dealing with the ladies, man. Saying less is more. Less is more, fellas. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Don't talk yourself out of it. You know what I'm saying? Less is more.
Miss Boxing today says, I'm curious to see how Wilder maintains his distance. Fury took his punches base away last time. He stepped to the right hand and used rough out tactics. But Mr. Boxing today, let me throw this back, counter what you've just said there. He didn't have much to take away because Wilder had no balance. So
yeah,
he didn't have no balance. So
yeah, his equilibrium was gone, yo. Like, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, even though, I mean, it just you know, looking at it, you just see him. It's just his legs. He just look crazy. Look like Bambi legs the whole fight. Round 1, minute 1, second 1. Just the fight starts. He stumbles out to the right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was. Yeah, it wasn't good. That wasn't good, man.
Just let me get his cutting through his comments. There's a lot of comments here. Pretty much used the game plan Duhaupas failed to execute. Fury was able to outfight Duhaupas on the inside though. Remember though Duhaupas was landing more. Malik sparred with Lennox Lewis. He did. Punches seem to get off a bit when guys step to them and punch first. Payday. You want a payday? I know that. Andrade should have slapped him. I'm telling you.
That'd have been great. That'd have been great, guys. Throw your drink in his face. You bitch. Whatever.
What we could have done, he could have peed in the glass and then threw at him.
You know what I'd have done? I'd have went to the restaurant. I'd have found out what Canelo was eating right. And then I'd have went to the same restaurant. I got a table. I'd have been like, you know, I'd have ate like mad food. I'd have ordered like the, you know, I'd have ordered the prime rib, you know what I'm saying, or the big house ribeye. You know what I mean? I'd have got a couple magnums of their finest wine, you know. I'd have got all the sides in the steakhouse, yo. All the sides, drinks for everybody. And then I'd have just got up and been like, yeah, here the bill, bitch. And just threw that joint on the table, yo, and stepped out of there like, we out of here, yo. He got the bill, yo. There's dinner on this pump right here, yo. And just walked up out of there like, yeah, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, yup, that's right. Pay this quick little $8,000 tab, sucker, since you don't want to fight.
Mr. Boxing today says getting punched in the face had something to do with the balance issue too.
Yeah, with the old okie doke glove. Bleeding out the ear and shit. Yo got a cut in his ear and needs stitches, man. Like, That fight was so rigged.
the press conference for this fight. Listen.
Yo, if you think about it, so I'd be telling my wife about it. My wife be laughing like shit. My wife be like, yo, how is this not? He's like, that's terrible. Yo, that sounds like a movie. Yo, like, how's he bleeding out of his ear?
BWTM disbalance was described from the start of round one. Yeah, but he didn't look right for even before the fight was announced. He didn't look right. In fact, Joshua didn't look right before the fight was announced either. When he fought Ruiz, to be fair. So there are two guys that didn't look right.
For some reason, the guy whose manager is a crime boss, you know what I'm saying? For some reason, his fighter ain't had no problems with his balance. He'd be ready. He'd be getting knocked out and be waking up. What kind of shit he on?
I wonder if Jack Grease has got some smelling salts somewhere.
Nah, I definitely believe Fury. Looking at Fury coming into that ring walk, Fury definitely was up on like some kind of amphetamine, something, Fury was amped up for that fight where, like, look, man, this guy's already admitted to snorting coke and he's been popped for PEDs, man. Like, it's pretty safe to assume this guy uses drugs, So, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's not be all dope, right? It's all illegal. So he uses that shit. Like, anybody that's gonna snort cocaine, bro, like, you'll pop whatever kind of pill, bro. Like, oh, this will make you up for the fight. He ain't gonna worry about, like, he blows coke. Why would he trip? That's his lifestyle. So, steroids, coke. It's not out of the realm of possibilities to assume he would try to take some kind of amphetamine or upper. Baseball players did it for years.
Can you name me a press conference that you look forward to more than Fury Wilder 3? Because of all the dynamics behind it.
Ooh. Maybe I always thought I thought the not more. I don't think I've been looking forward to a press conference more than this one, just to see what was going to happen. Not even so much like I just want to see. Like if they say they're going to actually be in the same room on the same stage at the same time, like I want to see that shit because I want to see if he slaps the shit out of him or throws a table, like because there's no way I'm gonna sit in the room and this motherfucker gonna talk shit to me, yo, and you treat it like a fucking pussy. Like, nah, yo. Like, I'll throw it, like, shut your mouth, son. Like, nah. Kill this dude, yo. Like, there's no way. I'm mad for him, bro. That's crazy.
I think AJ versus White, the first fight, probably the press conference for that I was quite excited about. Yeah, probably AJ versus White, the first fight.
These guys
knowing their history. These guys got
animosity, man. This is I mean, Wilder might not like. I watch it too, man. Wilder might not have much to say at all, yo. Like, I ain't got nothing to say, yo. I'm gonna talk in this ring, yo. Like, I can't. I'm gonna get a chance at him in this ring.
Spence called for a press conference. I don't know if that would be. Yeah, it'd be a great fight to see. I just don't know if, depending on Crawford, if he's going to fight anybody decent soon, because I don't know about his resume anymore. It's looking more and more questionable since he's got to welterweight.
I just don't. He seems like that fight should have happened already. I don't think he wants it. I don't think he wants it at all. No, man, I tell you what. What about I can't think of a fight. A press conference I want to see more, because this is real. This is real animosity, man. Maybe those Cotto Margarito ones. I can't remember how I felt before the Cotto Margarito 2 press conference.
Yeah, of course.
When he cheated him in that fight, I don't remember, but yeah, this press conference right here, especially because of all the crap that's been talked in the mainstream media and everybody just was piling on Wilder, man. It's like Wilder versus the world right now, Yeah.
One thing that about the fight game, though, we can't erase when guys get beat up, the damage happens, any lasting effects. Is the fighter more or less cautious, revenge, repeat? Well, Margarito Cotto is a perfect example. Margarito cheated in the first fight, hands of stone. And then in the rematch, look what Coulter did. So Lennox Lewis got knocked spark out by Hasim Rahman, comes back and knocks Rahman spark out. Lennox Lewis knocked out against Oliver McCall, comes back and knocks McCall out. You know, so
yeah,
you know,
I think we're gonna see Fury back on that bike.
Coach Chris, you mad, bro? Not more than me.
Maybe not.
Chisora versus White. Do you want to kick off right now? Do you really want that? Because I can. Proceeds to throw table. Yeah.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, Chisora is always interested at the press conference. He glassed me.
Does Taylor stand a chance against a chance? Of course, he stands a chance against Bud Crawford.
That's a question right there. You know, Josh Taylor. That's you know, he's a real fighter right there. I like him.
Yeah.
I don't like that fight for him now though. He shouldn't fight Bud now though.
No, he needs to move into the weight. I think I'd like to see him move into the welterweight division.
I think he should just go ahead. And, I think you know a rematch with Prograis.
No. I think he should move up and go and have a rematch. If Horn is about, get a rematch with Horn and beat the crap out of Jeff Horn in Australia. That's what I'd do. Money, get the Jeff Horn fight. That's what I would do.
I think he might have some good money fights at 140, man. Tank Davis is fighting at 140 now.
You can fight undisputed versus undisputed. Why not?
I mean, with Tank Davis and Josh Taylor, that's a huge fight, bro.
I don't know if Tank. We'll see how Tank does at the new weight. We'll see.
Knock the shot.
Johansson versus Patson 2, yes. Brandt versus Murat 2, yes. A long count for the modern era. Maurice Hooker would be a good first fight for Taylor at welterweight. Yeah, that's another good fight. Yeah. Good fight.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
What about Josh Taylor versus Josh Kelly at welterweight?
Oh my God, I'm not. I really think he should stay at 140 though. I really do.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do. I think he's got some good smoke at 140. I'd like to see him fight there. I know there's a lot of sanction fees to pay though, but
he's undisputed now. Why? Just move up.
Nah, man. You know why not rain, bro?
Super fights. So you think a rematch with Prograis is more important than a fight against Terence Crawford, man? And if he beats Crawford, gosh.
Well, I don't think Terence Crawford I don't think that's going to really happen right now because Terence Crawford is like Tyson Fury is about to be gone, bro. So Terence Crawford is going to be the guy at Top Rank here soon. So hopefully, because what if he leaves, right? Because he only got one fight left with Top Rank or something, or a year or something like that. Like he's coming up on the end. So I don't see Josh Taylor fighting Bud. You know?
Yeah.
I see more or less him reigning at 140 for a little bit. Just like Jermell Charlo. He's not gonna rush up to 160.
Okay. Just found the clip of Mayweather was talking about Margaret. He said he said to Cotter that he'd never seen a fighter's face look like that. Taylor, demolition of Kelly, I reckon. Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah.
Josh Taylor versus Conor Benn.
Welterweight, huh? In England, big fight.
Yeah.
It's a big fight over there. Is it a big fight? Pay-per-view?
Good fight.
I agree with that. I'd like to see that for sure.
I'd like to see that. But they should stack the third fight with some heavyweight fights on the undercard. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yes, Michael Thomas. Good to see you, bro. Where have you been, bro?
It'd be good to see it'd be good to see Gary Russell Jr. on that card.
Yeah.
Wilder Fury.
And Jermaine Franklin. Yeah.
Dude.
What about Anderson? Was it Anderson? Gerald Anderson? Maybe get him on the undercard as well. Get FA Jagba on that card. That'd be nice.
Yeah. You also got maybe Charles Martin from because so is this gonna? Well, we don't know because the press conference hasn't started. We haven't seen anything official yet. We don't. So is this going to be by ESPN or is this going to be by Fox? Or is this going to be a co-promotion? Whose fighters are going to be on the Like, I'm just hoping we get some good fights, you know. On this
So do I. In the venue, it looked like Fury got shot in the 12th round. Well seen.
Yeah.
The funny people. A Jack by the donut. Fox, I think now. I think maybe Joe Joyce versus Charles Martin. I'd take that fight.
I don't think they'd risk it. Do you?
Charles Martin. He beats Charles Martin. Come on.
That's an interesting fight, man. I don't know.
I'd like to see that fight. Charles Martin.
Has Joe Joyce been hit anybody that can punch like Charles Martin can? Charles Martin can punch. He can punch a little bit. That straight left is good.
Against who? What's the guy's name again? What's that Joker, the heavyweight boxer? What's his name?
Here's what I'm saying. It's an interesting dynamic. Has he been punched by anybody?
Daniel Dubois. Let's not go there again, bro. Let's not go there again.
No, here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Joe Joyce doesn't win the fight. What I'm saying is, you know, it'd be interesting to see, like, can he walk through punches from Charles Martin? Because Joe Joyce gets hit a lot. He does.
He doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't get hit as much as people think he gets hit.
He's gonna take a couple shots.
Yeah, and
so is shots. Like,
so is Charles Martin. So Charles, it will walk straight through Charles Martin.
I'd like to do that. That'd be a great fight, but you know how people, you know, he's next in line with the Usyk. It's like, does he risk that? You know, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that fight, though. That'd be great. I don't think that's a risk. I really don't. I think Joe Joyce is just. I think you underrate Joe Joyce too much, man. I really do. He's so freaking slow. He's so slow. I cannot with Joe Joyce.
All I'm saying to us, I'm going to say it again. Daniel Dubois. That's it. That conversation.
Right.
Daniel Dubois.
So look, Ingram. Okay. All right. You can't just keep throwing that. I'll be right more often than not. Okay. Like, you can't just keep. Look, I did not know that Daniel Dubois was going to go out there and not box, but just like not even. Like, come on! Like, who saw that coming? I'm gonna jab this guy. I'm a eye Jamie this guy to death. Like, come on, man. That's not really fair. Like,
he's a boy. Dubois is a boy. Joyce is a fully grown man.
I mean, you slip a punch. You slip it. You can like move. You can duck your head to the right or to the left, front or back. You can duck and dip. It's like dodgeball, you know. Duck, dip, dive, dodge, and dodge. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to get punched in the face every time you throw the jab. It's like a Rocky movie.
Yeah, it's true. Joyce does come alive when he gets hit. Take a shot to give a heart. Chris Martin Areola. And you know what? I wouldn't mind.
You know what?
Areola, Joe Joyce. There you go. Areola, Joe Joyce. Yeah, Charles Martin versus Andy Ruiz.
I think Luis Ortiz is trying to get Andy Ruiz in the ring.
Luis Ortiz might beat Andy Ruiz.
I think he definitely beats him.
If Andy Ruiz comes in as not so fat Andy Ruiz, he might even get knocked out.
I think that losing that weight the way he did, I don't think he exercised like that to lose the weight. I think he starved himself. I thought he got up on that. He looked like the weight because his body type didn't change at all. He just shrunk.
Right. Yeah, he looked like
he looked like he looked like he had the same exact body composition. Like if his body fat was like 24 before, like his body fat now is like 23 and a half. Like he didn't change his body type at all. He just lost the weight. And he probably lost a lot of water weight and muscle, starving himself on some kind of liquid diet or something. And that definitely affected his punches because there's no freaking way Chris Areola should drop Andy Ruiz, yo.
There you go. But I suspected that. When you lose weight like that, like the way he did, his weight is what keeps him up. Nah, it's not good. And that is, I wonder whether he did that at last minute or he did that We're using tablets. I don't know.
I think you know what? I think honestly, if you just do your box of training, burning all those calories, and if you get up on some kind of liquid diet, not eating enough, eat like one real meal a day. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you have like a shake for breakfast, and then you have lunch, and then you have like more protein shakes for dinner, so you don't eat a lot of calories.
Take care, Mr. Boxing today.
Oh, all right, Mr. Boxing today. Yo, take it easy, brother.
Cash Ali's performance didn't seem fights. Sorry. Hey, what did he do?
Who the heck is Cash Ali?
He's the guy that fought David Price and bit him on the shoulder when he was about to get chinned by Price.
Wow.
God bless. And Mr. Boxing today, he sure is. Do you know if it's Bright or Joshua? That's the difference between the WBA regular and super. Oh, he left. Dillian White, AJ vs Dillian White rematch, Wembley Stadium, Best British. There you go. See, it's coming. You can see it coming,
man.
You can see it coming. So I didn't tell you so. Don't say we didn't tell you so. Right, I have to wrap the show up now. Chris, it's great to have you back on the show again, sir.
Oh man, this was a banger, yo. I'm glad you invited me on. I appreciate you having me on, man. Shout out to the chat. You know what I'm saying? Leaf watching, everybody in there. Mr. Boxer today, Michael Thomas, all of y'all, man. Great politicking with y'all. Get ready to watch this Devin Haney fight.
Gravenson. Yeah. Leif Gravenson, shout out to you and everybody else in the room. Have a great evening and enjoy Devin Haney versus what do you think of Haney versus Linares, by the way?
Haney, I don't know if I think 12-round decision. Could stop him though. Wouldn't be surprised to see a stop. Linares would be getting stopped, so.
Yeah, probably. All right. Well, take care. If he got beat as well, I wouldn't be surprised because I'm not high on Haney, to be honest. I'm not.
I think he's the best.
The Gamboa. It was the Gamboa fight. They just said it was that Gamboa fight. That's where I wanted him to shine. He just.
I think this is a good opportunity. If he could style on Linares, it'll be a good opportunity to see what he can do.
If.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And I got one last thing to say before I go, baby. Blue is the color. Blue is the color. Chelsea. Chelsea. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. Really, really hype about that. So, hey, everybody, have a good night. Enjoy the fights tonight. And we'll be back, man. Glad to be back, man.
Take care, everybody. Take care.
Have a good night.
Yeah.